Hello all. Here I Komal Sharma welcomes you all on behalf of Gargi classes as we have been studying about the drama's history from ancient times till now, as we came to know how the drama taking its turn in each era and how the dramatist modified drama's verse, all according to the demand of the contemporary audience. Till now, we have come across all the genres of the drama belong to the time till modern or postmodern. Now, there are few more points about drama which are still left behind to discuss. So here, now we are putting our steps into the drama of Victorian era. Victorian era, which is related to the Queen Victoria's reigning period. Now I am moving ahead towards the Victorian era. So here you could see the drama which are dramatized in Victorian era in the time of Queen Victoria. So here I am proceeding. Victorian era. A change came in the Victorian era with the profusion of the London stage of farces, musical burlesque, extravaganzas, and comic operas that competed with Shakespeare production. So, about opera, I have discussed in my earlier video. And what does it mean by farce? Farce is a dramatic genre, a comic dramatic work aimed to entertain the audience specifically, and through situations they are highly exaggerated and extravagant. Thus, it's quite improbable. Farce is also characterized the physical humor, the use of deliberate absurdity or nonsense into the drama. So hope you could get the meaning of the farce over here. So again here I am repeating the meaning of the farce dramas is a kind of comic dramatic work, and it aims to entertain the audience specifically, and it creates the situation which are highly exaggerated and extravagant, of course, and thus these plots or dramas are improbable. Farce is also characterized by physical humor, and there are the deliberate using of absurdity or nonsense into such kind of dramas. Later on, while we are talking about the burlesque kind of the drama, the musical burlesque, the burlesque dramatic or musical work intended to cause laughter by caricaturing the manner or spirit of serious works or by ludicrous treatment of their subjects. So, hope you could get to know by the meaning of burlesque. Burlesque is all about a musical dramatic work which is always intended to cause laughter by the laughter by the caricaturing the manner or the spirit of serious works. So these kind of dramas are just the caricatures, just the imitations of the serious works, and the serious works are meant to transform into the comic one. So this is all about our farces and burlesque. Hope you get to know the point of both these dramas. Now, as we came to know that the farces, musical burlesque, extravaganzas, and comic operas that competed with Shakespeare's productions. So there are the revival of the Shakespeare's production into Victorian era too. Later on, the length of the runs in theatre changed rapidly during the Victorian period as transportation improved, poverty in London diminished, and street lighting made for safer travel at night. The number of potential patrons for the growing number of theatres increased enormously. Plays could run longer and still draw in the audiences, leading to better profits and improved production values. So from this point you could easily get to know that how in the Victorian era the situations or the circumstances or the people are transforming from the we can say older form into the newer form, modern form. The transportation improved over there, and the London poverty diminished completely. London poverty diminished, and street lightnings were there uh, to do the people travel in a safer way, and the number of potential patrons were increasing. Patrons, you could say, the synonyms of the person who provides provides the funds for the production of the drama, we can say. A sponsor, we could synonym it. So there were the numbers of potential patrons were increasing day by day, and plays could run longer and still draw in the audience. So these are the positive points or the positive aspects of increasing the numbers of dramas over the theater in Victorian era, right? So in Victorian era, we could come to know that the Shakespearean productions or the Shakespearean dramas were revival over there. There are farces, burlesque, extravaganza, and comic operas are there, and the situations of England is was day by day increasing in the era of Victorian era, because that was the era of reincarnation of England, where the industrializations begin, and the people could easily access their work through, and they started earning. Each people in England started earning. So the situations of there is increasing, and the people got more interest into entertainment, and the dramatist had more works to dramatization over in the theater. So these are the things which are quite important in Victorian era's dramas. Later on, we are moving ahead. So, moving ahead to take a peep through drama in 1901 to 1945. Okay, I missed the brush here. About a few points of this particular period I have discussed yesterday in my early video. Now, a few more points which I have found to discuss. This was all about the theatre in 1901 to 1945. So, Edwardian musical comedy held the London stage until World War First. So, it was until World War First. Till then, the Edwardian musical comedy held the London stage. The dramatist who arose in the period of Edward, King Edward. So, whoever were there, they held the stage of London until World War One, and was then supplanted by increasingly popular American musical theater and comedies. So by the passing of the time after after World War First, the dramas or the American musical theater and the comedies replaced all the things, all the dramas which were held before World War First in the time of King Edward. Later on, motion picture mounted a challenge to the stage motion pictures. Oh, okay. At first, films were silent and presented only a limited challenge to theatre. But by the end of 1920s, the films like The Jazz Singer could be presented with synchronized sound, and critics wondered if the cinema would replace live theatre altogether. Some dramatists wrote for the new medium, but playwriting continued. So here you could come to know what kind of challenges the dramatist faced during this period in 1901 to 1945, specifically in 1921 after the World War First. So when the films were there on the screen, the cinemas came in among the people. So obviously the people attracted towards the cinema rather than the theater. So there were the people who have this uh, phobia in their mind that whether it would happen that the cinemas would replace the live theater. Then some dramatists wrote for the new medium. Then the dramatists started writing from in the new medium to attract the audience towards live theater again. So but playwriting continued still there. So George Bernard Shaw was one of the dramatists, um, in this period turned the Edwardian theatre into an arena for debate about important political social issues like marriages, class, the morality of armaments, and war, and rights of women. So George Bernard Shaw, one of the bestest dramatists of the era, he turned the Edwardian theatre into a debate hall where the people came, or the dramatists came, and the actors came, and they start debating over various issues like political and social issues like marriages, class, the morality of um, armaments in war, and the rights of women. So these were the topics about which they started discussing, or started debating in the theatre, and this was done by George Bernard Shaw. So as you could see how the transition period of 1901, I'm so sorry, 1901 till 1945, the theaters took turn all of a sudden, because there came the cinema among the people, and the things were changed over there, and the dramatist got into a biggest trouble, that how they would going to face the things which would come in front of them, a big challenge for them. So they started writing into a new mode, or the new medium, so that they could sorry, they could easily attract the people from the cinema towards again to the live theater. So this was all about the theater in 1901 to 1945. Now we are taking ahead the steps into the period of 1945 till 2000. All right. An important cultural movement in the British theatre. This was from 1945 to 2000, which developed in the late 1950s and early 1960s, was kitchen sink realism. This is very important, or quite important topic in the terms of dramas of English literature, or kitchen sink drama. A term coined to describe art, the term itself derives from an expressionist painting by John Bradby, novels, films, televisions, and plays. So the term kitchen sink drama in 1945 till 2000, this genre of drama came into the scene, and this idea of kitchen sink realism was taken or extracted from the expressionist painting by John Bradby. Here I am going to make you see the painting which was painted by John Bradby. Here I have taken a picture from Google. So here you could see, this is one of the picture by John Bradby which depicted the kitchen sink realism here. So here you could see he showed here the kitchen equipments which are messy white, and which shows the domestic arena of our life, domestic chaos, and the domestic things which are real in our life. So this is all about John Bradby, the expressionist painting of the era. Okay. So from this painting, you could easily extract that how the dramatist of this era extract this particular theme of kitchen sink drama, which is all related to our domestic spheres. All right. So later on, we are moving ahead towards the meaning of a kitchen sink drama and another kind of plays. The term angry young man was often applied to members of this artistic movement. And there was another term which is angry young man, angry young man. You could get this particular term, angry young man, in our Indian cinemas too. During 90s, of course, at the time of Amitabh Bachchan, to whom we called the angry young man. So the particular term came from this kind of this kind of things, that the kitchen sink drama, from this particular sphere of drama came the term angry young man. All right. So it was often applied to the members of this artistic movement only, the kitchen sink artistic movement. It used a style of social realism, all right, which depicts the domestic lives of the working class to explore social issues and political issues. So this, in such kind of dramas, kitchen sink dramas, there were the basic things which are related to common man, which are related all to common man, all the common people, which is all relevant to the social or political issues of our daily life, and the working class, and the working class, how the working class, sorry, how the working class people suffer from their domestic and throughout their domestic lives. So this was all about this, and kitchen sink drama. Later on, we are moving ahead towards the next point, which is again in 1950s, the absurdist play. There is Waiting for Godot. Now, what is absurd drama? Absurd drama, the dramatist of absurd dramas work focus largely on the idea of existentialism and express what happened when the human existence has no meaning or purpose, and therefore all communication breaks down. So from this definition of absurd drama, you would come to know that what kind of dramas are absurd drama. Again, I'm repeating that these are expressed, those ideas of existentialism, and expressed what happened when human existence has no meaning at all. The human existence becomes meaningless or purposeless, and therefore all communication breaks down. At that time, what happened with the human being, sorry, human being. While we are going through the this particular drama, Waiting for Godot, there are two characters who are waiting for an unknown being who is not going to present over there. So it begin with the same thing, they're waiting, and it ends with waiting, and the sphere is all around over there. So this was all about absurd drama. In detail, I'll let you know while we will be going through with these kind of dramas. So this particular drama is written by French resident Irishman Samuel Beckett, profoundly affected British drama, the theatre of absurd. So these kind of dramas are named as the theatre of absurd, and which influenced Harold Pinter. Harold Pinter is another dramatist of this particular era, and he wrote The Birthday Party, which is an absurd drama whose works are often characterized by meanness or claustrophobia. Now, what does it mean by claustrophobia? I am going to tell you. Claustrophobia is a form of anxiety disorder in which an irrational fear or having no escape or being closed in can lead to a panic attack. So claustrophobia is just a fear, is all about an irrational fear of a human being who think that now he doesn't have any kind of escape at all, and he is leading towards panic attack. So this is all about the absurd drama, that how the characters are presented over there. While we will be studying these kind of dramas like Waiting for Godot and the Harold Pinter's The Birthday Party, then you all will come to know that what kind of characters are there to be presented, and what are their basic mean or purpose to dramatize such kind of dramas. Next point, an important new element into the world of literature, British drama, from the beginning of radio in 1920 was the commissioning of plays or the adaptation of existing plays by BBC Radio. This was especially important in the 1950s and 1960s. So here in 1920s there was the era where the radio began, and the radio dramas started taking place of the live stages. So there were the people or the dramatists who started broadcasting their plays through BBC Radio. So this was especially important in 1950s and 1960s. So this was also an era of dramas. So as we have come through the dramas which came in 1945 to 2000, how they took turn in such period. Now finally I am coming into the world of today, 21st century, and the dramas where everything belong to our daily lives, which can be socially or politically belonged, and where the human exploitations are being presented into 21st century. So in 21st century, the dramatists are all trying to present the issues actually uh, which are actually here with us. So here I'm going to give you an example of such kind of dramas which are being presented in 21st century. So the drama is Three Girls is a three-part British television's real life drama series. This is a drama series which is presented on television, written by screenwriter Nicole Tyler and directed by Philippa Lothrop, that broadcast on three consecutive nights between 16 and 18 May 2017 on BBC One. The series is dramatized version of events surrounding the Rochelle child sex abuse ring. The miniseries Three Girls attempts to create awareness about how complex criminal process of child grooming takes place while sexually abusing children, and describes how the authorities failed to investigate all allegations of rape because the victims were perceived as unreliable witness. Why the victims are unreliable? Because the story is told from the viewpoint of three of the victims: 14-year-old Holly Winshaw, who is Molly Windsor, and 16-year-old Amber Bowen, Ria Zimtrovich, and her younger sister Ruby Liv Hill. According to lawyers Richard Scorer he is, and Nazir Afzal, the drama Three Girls helps in building awareness around child protection issues of 21st century. So through this drama, Three Girls, which is presented on television, this was all about child sexual abuse, the human exploitation as shown here. So through this drama, you could imagine that what kind of dramas are being presented right now, have been presenting in such era 21st century, while the people are facing many problems in each spheres, whether that is political, social, geographical, and many more situations the humans are facing right now. So whatever we are facing, whatever we have been coming through, is being presented by dramatists in dramas of 21st century. So this was all about drama. I have explained every bit of drama from ancient Greek till now 21st century, where it stand with us altogether. So everything I have explained in detail. I have tried to explain the detail basically. Still, if you have any kind of query or any kind of questions regarding dramas, the three series I have uploaded over here, in these three series, if you have any kind of problem, you can comment me below. I'll definitely let you know. And yes, if you think this video is worthy enough for you, do like and subscribe, share, and of course comment if you have any kind of query and if you have any idea in your mind. So thank you so much for watching my